Hey, Dr. Shaunna here, and welcome to Superfood Spotlight. This week, we are featuring the superfood spinach. I love spinach. Now we're going to go into just why exactly is spinach so super. Well, it's heart healthy. It is diabetic friendly. It helps you keep on track with your weight. It helps you see better. It's great for the brain and much more. So as always, when we do these superfood spotlights, the point is for general information purposes only, and it's to show you, maybe you should check it out and why you should eat these great foods and incorporate them into your diet. But nothing that I'm going to share is meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And if you're looking for the references to back up what I'm going to tell you, they're all in my book, Doctor Up the Recipe. So let's look at heart healthy. Well, what makes them so heart healthy? Well, they've got high vitamin A, C, and folate, which really helps to decrease the risk of stroke and heart attack. It has magnesium and potassium. That's great for your blood pressure. There's an animal study that looked at the equivalent of a large spinach salad, and then 2 to 4 hours later, they noticed a lower blood pressure. So maybe you might want to use that next time you have a doctor's appointment. Have that big spinach salad for lunch just before. And maybe that'll offset that white coat syndrome where you tend to have a blood pressure spike. It is also diabetic friendly. So it is a British Medical Journal study in 2010 looked at the people who had the most spinach, and they had a 14% decreased risk of type 2 diabetes. There was also a Finnish study, 4,300 non-diabetics, and they followed them for 23 years. And as I always say, a lot of these claims and things that they talk about food or the studies of food, they have to have really large studies for a long time to make any kind of conclusions because there's so many variables. But they found that the people who had the highest vitamin E, like you're going to find in spinach and nuts, had a 31% lower risk of diabetes. And they're extremely low in calorie and nutrient rich. So load up as much spinach as you can possibly have. Then let's look at the evidence for cancer. There's a New England study found a decreased risk of breast cancer with increased spinach consumption. And just a little tip, if I'm ever having a glass of red wine, I always make sure to have those leafy greens, that spinach with that folate to help offset that. And that has been shown to help combat that because alcohol may not always be the best thing for us. But you offset those two, that's the ticket. So if you're going to do that. Journal of Nutrition looked at the carotenoid neoxanthine in spinach and found that that helped to combat the prostate cancer cells. Spinach is rich in something called camphorol. Now, there was a nurses' health study. They looked at over 66,000 women. And the women that ate the most spinach had a 40%, that's a lot, decreased risk of ovarian cancer. So camphorol is also found in tea, onions, kale, leeks, and broccoli and blueberries. So you can bring those other superfoods into your diet as well. And there was another study generally saying that the more spinach you have, the less risk of colon, lung, breast, skin, stomach, ovarian, and prostate cancer. So lots of evidence to say that spinach deserves its title as a superfood. Now, what about our eyesight? Well, it's been associated with a decreased risk of macular degeneration, one of the most common cause of blindness, and cataracts. So there's lutein and zeaxanthin are really high in spinach, so that's fantastic. And they, again, one of my favorite group of studies is the Harvard Nurses Health Study because they study large amounts. In this case, it was 77,000 plus nurses over 12 years, and they were all over 45. And the ones who had more of these carotenoids, these healthy ingredients, had less cataracts. Now, what about the brain? Well, there's a study in neurology that said 2.8 servings of leafy greens or cruciferous vegetables a day decreased your mental aging by 40%. And they looked at eating 3 servings a day. The people who do that were 5 years mentally younger. So yeah, load it up. Put it in your omelet for breakfast, have a spinach salad, and then saute some for dinner. And lastly, very high in iron. Maybe not as much as it used to be, depends on where you buy it and what's been done to the soil because we need those rock minerals to be absorbed into, brought up to the surface. But generally speaking, a cup of spinach should have half of your daily requirement for iron, but that does again depend on the source. That's a topic for another day. So now there's some things that you can do to boost the benefits of your spinach even further. So one is if you add vitamin C, like lemons and oranges, you will increase the absorption of the calcium that is found in spinach. So what a great pairing. This and spinach is perfect for a salad or perhaps a smoothie. By adding healthy fat like olive oil, you can increase the absorption of those fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, E, and K that are found in spinach. So those are things that you can do to make it even more super. Now, where can you find this? Well, and add this into your diet? Well, steam it. Steam it with garlic, lemon, olive oil, add some pine nuts or almonds or sesame seeds. But steaming is a fantastic way. It's not cooking it very long, maintains that nice green spinach color. I used to have a built-in steamer in my previous home and I absolutely loved it. It was the best for cooking. So steaming is fantastic, and you can do it on the stovetop as well if you're like where I am now. Sauteing it with a little bit of oil, garlic, lemon, 2 to 4 minutes, and you're good to go. So that's fast superfood. Salads, of course, probably one of my most frequent ways of having spinach in particular. And you can throw it in and add it to pastas and stir fries and omelets and on your pizzas and in your green smoothies, or even make a spinach pesto. So for some recipes, again, my book, Doctor Up the Recipe, and this week's Superfood of the Week is also featured in 2 of the 5 meals in our Superfood meal planning service, Meal Cure. So go on over and check out mealcure.com so that you can have the stress and chaos taken out of dinner. It is a done-for-you service so that you know exactly what you are going to be having, and all of the planning and the organized grocery shopping and all of those lists are all done for you, and so you can easily incorporate some of these great superfoods into your diet. So, also, if you like this video, leave a comment. Be sure to like it and leave a comment below. What is your favorite way to enjoy spinach? And we would love to hear from you. If you have any pictures of what you've cooked, send that along too. We like that as well. Check out my website, drshaunna.com, for insights and how you can connect on coaching and other things. And also check out mealcure.com, where you can find out more about this meal planning service. All right, with that, have a fantastic week. Make it super. Make sure you get that spinach and be good for you.